After studying this module, you shall be able to know what are the scripts. Learn the difference between the alphabets of the script. Identify the different scripts. A script is defined as the handwriting style with peculiar characteristics. Many languages in India, such as Hindi and Sanskrit, use Devanagari, and many more languages throughout India use vocal variants of the script. Devanagari has evolved into highly cursive script. Hindu scripts are written in Devanagari, a fact illustrated by etymology of the name. Devanagari is a compound word with two roots, Deva and Nagarik. Together, it implies a script that it is religious as well as urban or sophisticated. The main corpus of writing dated from Indus civilization is in the form of some 2000 inscribed seals in good legible condition. Although these seals and samples of Indus writing have been floating around the scholastic world for close to 70 years. Little progress has been made on deciphering this elegant script. The Gujarati script is one of the modern script of India and is derived from Devanagari script during the 16th century. The major difference between Gujarati and Devanagari is the lack of top horizontal bar in Gujarati. Otherwise, the two scripts are fairly similar. The Gujarati script is used in the state of Gujarat in Western India to write Gujarati language. Similarly, Bengali is Nagari, derived from script that appears in Eastern South Asia around 11th century. The Old Bengali script is also parent to many other scripts of Eastern India such as Oriya, Manipuri and Mithali. The Bengali script is used to write languages in Eastern India such as Bengali, Assamese and Manipuri.
Forensic, linguistic, legal linguistics, or language and the law is the application of linguistic knowledge, methods, and insights to the forensic context of law, language, crime investigation, trial, and judicial procedure. It is a branch of applied linguistics. There are principally three areas of application for linguistics working in forensic context. First is understanding language of the written law. Second, understanding language used in forensic and judicial processes. And the third is the provision of linguistic evidence. The discipline of forensic linguistics is not homogeneous. It involves a range of experts and researchers in different areas of the field. The study of the language of legal text comprises a wide range of forensic text that includes the study of text types and forms of analysis. Any text or item of spoken language can potentially be a forensic text when it is used in a legal or criminal context. This includes analyzing the linguistics of documents as diverse as acts of parliament or other lawmaking body, private wills, court judgments and summons, and the statutes of the other bodies, such as states and government departments. One important thing is that of the transmotive effect of Norman French and Ecclesiastic Latin. on the development of the English common law and the evolution of the legal specifies associated with it. It can also refer to the ongoing attempts at making legal language more comprehensible to lay people, the language of legal process. Among other things, this area examines language as it is used in cross examination, evidence presentation, judge's direction, police question, police testimonies in court, summing up to a jury, interview techniques, the questioning process in court, and in other areas such as police interviews. Devanagari script. Hindi is the national language of India and it is spoken by about 40% of the population of India. The script of Hindi language is called Devanagari. Script has 38 consonants and 13 vowels. Devanagari is written from left to right and the strokes which forms the letters are generally broad and squarish with some well-defined curves. In non-initial positions of words, diacritic marks, that is matras, are used after consonants. The matras may appear separately or added above or below the specified place. Different vowel, diacritic marks, and consonants of Devanagari script are further given. Urdu script. Urdu may be termed as shorthand, and the most peculiar characteristic of Urdu writing, which is not found in any other script, is that the several words can be written in a short space with one word above the other words. This can be written in a short space with one word above the other words. This overtop writing is not considered as interlineations because it is written concurrently with the other words. The peculiar manner of writing signature in monogrammatic form can also be found in this script. The styles of writing Urdu may be classified as Nastaliq and Shikshat. The former is a clear copybook style and is very legible, while the later is written swiftly without giving any consideration to the nuksats and other signs. The Shikshat Urdu is generally exaggerated forms of strokes. The scripts of Urdu, Persian, Pashto, or Sindhi Urdu adopted the style from Arabic. These scripts are written from right to left and hence the strokes are generally formed with the aid of fingers. The style of writing may be formed elliptical or oval. In Urdu, several characters may have resemblance in the formation of their main bodies, but they are differentiated by the sign of nuksats by putting signs to above the letter, as in letter T, Dal, and Re, etc. By using hooks as in choti, he, or by putting an additional line as in letter Gaf. The main bodies of the letter B, te, and se are similar, but these letters have respectively 1, 2, and 3 nuksat. At the same time, in Urdu writing, the shape of letter written individually may be altogether different from the shape of the same letter written in combination with some other letters. The Urdu alphabet consists of 37 main letters and 15 compound letters, which represents the aspirated sounds. The Urdu script is written in three layers or zones, that is, the letter B, P, Te, Te, Se, Fi, He, and Ain are written in the middle zone. The letters Lam, To, Zo, Quaf, Kaf, Gaf, and Ya are begun from the headlines of the middle zone and extended up to the half portion of the lower zone. The letters He, Chi, Sin, Swad, Zwad, and Noon in the lower two zones. Bengali script. Bengali is an Indo-Aryan language, that is, vocabulary is derived from Sanskrit and Prakrit, much as the vocabulary of the Roman language of Europe is derived from literary and popular Latin, respectively. Like the Roman language of Europe, the Indo-Aryan languages of North India are derived from two sources, as French, from example, took its early vocabulary from the spoken words of Roman settlers in Gaul, so Bengali adopted the vocabulary of Hind and Buddhist immigrants from Magda. The alphabet or Varnamala used by Bengalis and Assamese is an ancient and beautiful variant of the Devanagari script used in writing Sanskrit and some of the modern Indo-Aryan languages. The letters are called Varna and they are divided into several Varna, voice letters or vowels, and Vajabhajab Varna, dependent or consonantal letters. Gujarati script. The Gujarati alphabet is derived from Sanskrit, to which it still bears a considerable resemblance. The difference consists mainly in the omission of headline in Gujarati, used in joining together most of Devanagari characters. The letters are divided into vowels and consonants, and this script has 12 vowels and 36 consonants. Gurumukhi script. The script of Punjabi language is known as Gurumukhi script. This script has 35 letters, out of which the first three letters are vowels and the remaining 32 letters are consonants. The vowels are used only in the beginning of a word or as second member of compound vowel. The diacritic mark or mantras are used after consonants in non-initial positions of the vowels. In Gurumukhi script, there is only one symbol for sounds V and W. That is, some foreign sounds are expressed with a dot placed below the identical symbol. The alphabet of Gurumukhi script, diacritic mark, signature, and writing. Mahajani script. Mahajani script, which is also known as Marwari, Sarfi, Rajasthani, Benai, Lara, or Murira is mainly used by the business people in the business transaction. This script has a unique feature that differs from place to place and even from person to person. That is, the same letter in the script are written in different manner at different places and by different persons. Since in this script it does not have any diacritic sign or matras, therefore it is generally difficult to read the writings written by another person. The letters in this script do not have any headline, hence it is called mudra, that is without head. Use of linguistic evidence in legal proceedings. These areas of application have varying degree of acceptability or reliability within the field. Linguistics have provided evidence in trademark and other intellectual property disputes, disputes of meaning and use, author identification, determining who wrote an anonymous text by making comparison to known writing samples of a suspect, such as threat letters, mobile phone text, or emails. Forensic stylistics, that is, identifying cases of plagiarism. Voice identification, also known as forensic phonetics, used to determine through acoustic qualities if the voice on a tape recorder is that of the defendant. Discourse analysis, that is, the analysis of the structure of written or spoken utterance to determine who is introducing topics or whether a suspect is agreeing to engage in criminal conspiracy. Language analysis, that is, forensic dactycology, tracing the linguistic history of asylum seekers, language analysis for the determination of origin, reconstruction of mobile phone text conversation, and the last is forensic phonetics. Specialist databases of samples of spoken and written natural language are now frequently used by forensic linguistics. This includes corpora of suicide notes, mobile phone text, police statement, police interview records, and witness statement. They are used to analyze language, understand how it is used, and to reduce the effort needed to identify words that tend to occur near each other. Author identification, the identification of whether a given individual said or wrote something relies on analysis of their dialect or particular pattern of language use, that is, vocabulary, collections, pronunciation, speaking, grammar, etc. The dialect is a theoretical construct based on the idea that there is linguistic variation at the group level, and hence there may also be linguistic variation at the individual level. William Labov has stated that nobody has found a homogeneous data in dialect, and there are many reasons why it is difficult to provide such evidence. Firstly, language is not an inherited property, but which is socially acquired because acquisition is continuous and lifelong. An individual's use of language is always susceptible to variation from a variety of sources, including other speakers, the media, and macro social changes. Education can have a profoundly homogenizing effect on language use. Research into authorship identification is ongoing. The term authorship attribution is now felt to be too deterministic. The paucity of documents, that is, ransom notes, threatening letters, etc., in most criminal cases in a forensic setting means there is often too little text upon which to base a reliable identification. However, the information provided may be adequate to eliminate a suspect as an author or narrow down an author from a small group of suspects. Authorship measures that analysts use include word length, average, average number of symbols per word, article frequency, type token ratio, punctuations, both in terms of overall density and semantic boundaries, and the measurement of hapax legomena, unique word in the text. Statistical approaches include factor analysis, Bayesian statistics, Poisson's distribution, multivariate analysis, and discriminant function analysis of function words. The cumulative sum method for text analysis has also been developed. The CumSum analysis works even on short text and relies on the assumption that each speaker has a unique set of habits, thus rendering no significant difference between their speech and writing. Speakers tend to utilize 2 to 3 letters words in a sentence, and their utterance tend to include vowel initial words. In order to carry out the CumSum test on habits of utilizing 2 to 3 letters words and vowel initial word in a sentential clause, the occurrence of each type of word in the text must be identified and the distribution plotted in each sentence. The CumSum distribution for these two habits will be compared with the average sentence length of the text. The two sets of values should track each other. Any altered section of the text would show a distinct disparity between the values of two reference points. The tempered section will exhibit a different pattern from the rest of the text. Forensic stylistics. This discipline subject written or spoken materials to scientific analysis for determination and measurement of content, meaning speaker identification or determination of authorship in identifying plagiarism. One of the earliest cases where forensic stylistics was used to detect plagiarism was the case of Helen Keller's short story, The Frost King. The blind American author was accused of plagiarism in 1892 with regard to the short story. Upon investigation, the Frost King was found to have been plagiarized from the Margaret Canby's book Frost Fairies, which had been read to her some time ago. Keller was discovered to have made only minute changes to common words and phrases and used less common words to put the same point across, suggesting more alteration to original ideas. Keller used vast wealth instead of treasure, approximately 230 times less common in the language. Be thought instead of conclude, approximately 450 times less common. Bet them instead of told them, approximately 30 times less common. Keller used the phrase ever since that time, list can by choose from that time, the later 50 times more common than from the former. Also used I cannot imagine, whereas can by used I do not know. Know is approximately 10 times more common than imagine. Keller relied on an lexi that is less common when compared to can-bys. The Flash Connecticut readability test showed that can-bys text showing more originality compared to Keller's. Can-bys text obtained a higher grade on the reading ease scale. Compared to Keller's, the distinction between Keller's and can-bys texts are at the lexical and phrasal level. Other examples of plagiarism include the cases between Richard Condon, author of The Manchurian Candidate, and English novelist Robert Graves, and between Martin Luther King Jr. and Archibald Carey. Judging by the text in the Manchurian Candidate, Condon's work is seen to be rich in clinks such as in his superstitious heart of hearts, while Helen Keller took pride in using rare phrases and avoids common source words. Condon was fond of expanding existing words into phrases and existing phrases into more extensive ones. Condon was also found to have borrowed from a wide range of Graves' work. In the plagiarism case of Martin Luther King Jr., almost half of his doctoral dissertation was discovered to have been copied from another theology student. King simply changed the names of mountains and used much more alliteration and assonance. Kerr's and Graves' texts are noticeably shorter, pithier, and simpler in structure, while Cordon's and King's texts relied on purple devices, extending the existing text and flourish their language significantly. Discourse analysis. Discourse analysis deals with analyzing written, oral, or sign language use or any significant semiotic event. According to the method, the close analysis of a convert recording can produce useful deductions. The use of I instead of we in a recording highlights non complicity in a conspiracy. The utterance of ya and her as response indicate that the suspect understands the suggestion, while feedback marks such as ya and do not denote the suspect's agreement to the suggestion. Discourse analysts are not always allowed to testify, but during preparation for a case, they are often useful to lawyers. Linguistic dialectology. This referred to the study of dialects in a methodological manner based on anthropological information. It is becoming more important to conduct systematic studies of dialects, especially within the English language, because they are no longer as distinct as they once were due to the onslaught of the mass media and population mobility. Political and social issues have also caused language to straggle geographically borders, resulting in certain language varieties spoken in multiple countries, leading to complications when determining an individual's origin by means of his or her language or dialect. Dialectology was used during the investigation into Yorkshire Ripper tape horrocks.
Forensic linguistic, legal linguistic, or language and the law is the application of linguistic knowledge, methods, and insights to the forensic context of law, language, crime investigation, trial, and judicial procedure. It is the branch of applied linguistics. There are many scripts which are widely used in India after Hindi, which is known as Devanagari, having 13 vowels and 38 consonants. The style of writing Urdu may be classed as Natiska or Shishikad. The former is clear, copybook style, and is very legible, while the letter is written swiftly without giving any consideration to the nuksat and other signs. Other scripts are origin of the state from which it belongs, such as Gurumukhi is written by Punjabis, and similarly Bengali script is written or used in Calcutta, where language is known to the writer, and like this helps in narrow down the investigation. The identification of whether a given individual said or wrote something relies on the analysis of their dialect or particular pattern of language use, such as vocabulary, collocations, punctuations, spelling, grammar, etc.